What up, boys? It's your boy Raider here. Today I'm bringing you a sweaty gameplay on one of the probably worst maps I ever play in this game, which is Piccadilly. Playing some hardcore headquarters. I'm using the AK, which if you've used lately is not the greatest weapon on the block. Today we're here to talk about the changes I would make to fix Modern Warfare. And I'm talking about changes that they could do in like a not like a title update, but more like a hotfix. I'm talking about changes they could do that are not considered like an overhaul, like changing everything about the game, right? So these are things that I think that can be done just to make the game a little bit more enjoyable. Let's get right into it. Honestly, right from the get-go, right? Let's go right from the start. I really wish there was an all-clear, all-new button. For like, I don't know if you ever play like Shipment and you're going for camos and stuff for Damascus. When you get like 6, 7, 8 camos with a rocket launcher and an assault rifle and a submachine gun because you're playing like an 80 kill Shipment game, and then trying to run through your creative class before the next match starts and clicking off all these camos is just ridiculous. I really wish there was just a new wall button and I can get rid of it. And same thing with new attachments. I really don't care about the 50 new scopes that I have because they're all basically the same. A new wall button would be fantastic. I would love it. I really wish we would have map voting. Just map voting. At least let me choose between the current map and a random map. I don't care if you don't tell me what the map is, but having a choice where I would log into, let's say, Piccadilly and headquarters, and I'm just not having a good time in Piccadilly today, I don't have to back out of the lobby just to go and hopefully find a match where Piccadilly's not the map. I mean, it seems a little redundant. I mean, I can see why you took out map voting, so people don't avoid the maps they don't want to play. But if the people don't want to play in the maps, they're just going to back out to avoid them anyways. So why rack up search and queue times for games with maps people don't want to play? Let them vote. Let them see what they could change the map if it's able to. I would also like to stay in the same lobby after a match. I don't know about you guys, if you ever join a match and you're losing and you finally get your flow on the map, and then all of a sudden, oh, brand new lobby, brand new people, brand new playstyles to adjust to. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. I really wish I could either A, get my revenge, or B, really stomp on the team. I just figured out how they're going to play instead of having like a fresh reset every match and trying to wonder if they're going to use the M4 MP5 combo, or if I have to watch out for claymores or any of this other crazy stuff. I'd like to see a little bit more balance between perks, honestly. Ghost shouldn't be the end-all be-all. It shouldn't be the best version of Ghost to ever have existed. Ghost needs to be a little bit worse, and in my opinion, I think Ghost only needs to work if you're running. It shouldn't work if you're standing still. It shouldn't work if they have a advanced UAV in the air. I mean, I got on a 12 kill streak for a reason. Let me use it to my fullest extent. So I really hope Ghost gets some kind of rework there and gets pushed back to a normal standard. Shrapnel, I don't really like that it's like a danger close situation, especially with like double C4s, which God forbid C4s are stronger than RPGs and rockets combined. So I would like to see a little bit of balance between C4s and rocket launchers. One more perk that comes to mind is EOD. I'd really like to see EOD get reworked because taking RPG to your feet and not dying is a little over the top. I respect, reduced splash damage, I respect reduced explosion damage, but basically direct impacts or, hitting your ankle should still kill you. And I also don't really understand why EOD super affects hardcore. You can eat a lot of RPGs in hardcore, which doesn't even make sense. I mean, I understand splash damage, but nothing else. I don't think ammo boxes should explode and kill the person next to them, or enemy next to them, or teammate next to them, or anything like that. That's kind of ridiculous. I mean, I guess they replenish one grenade, but it should just be like a piece of equipment. I destroy it, it's gone, I don't have to worry about it anymore. I would like to see some kill streak buffs. One being, I'm looking at you, Sentry Gun. Sentry Gun, you're like 7 kills, and you die in 2 seconds, and you take 30 years to lock on and shoot an enemy. The only time I've had relative success with the Sentry Gun is in hardcore, where it's gotten me like 3 kills before it's exploded, compared to core, where they just die instantly. If Cold-Blooded worked like how it worked in Black Ops 4, where it doesn't take it blocks you off the, kill streaks radar for like like 10, 15 seconds like that, and then you get turned back on, maybe it'd be a different story. Maybe the sentry gun will be a little bit more better. But I would definitely like to see a little bit more health on it, a little faster lock on, make it a little bit more viable to use overall. I would also like to see the animation time for the Predator missile to get sped up, way up. I'm taking so out of the fight for so long to use this Predator missile to come down and maybe get 2 kills, destroy a tank, or do whatever I need to do. Speaking of tanks, I would love to see tanks have a longer cooldown before they can get redeployed back in ground war after they're destroyed. I think tanks are just too game-changing at times, and it's a little over the top. I'd also like to see tanks have a longer reload between shells, or have a delay between shells, because having a mobile super rocket launcher just pelting teams away is just a little over the top for me. If we're looking at other aspects of the game that I wish they would change doors and respawn game modes. If there were no doors in maps on Headquarters or Dom or Team Deathmatch or Kill Confirmed, I think doors just add a layer of, I don't know, I want to say protection in game modes where they just shouldn't be at. If I'm playing stealthy, right? If I'm playing Search and Destroy and I'm playing Cyber Attack, yeah, I think it's a little bit more tactile to have doors and peek rooms and do other things. But having respawn game modes and having other random enemies just close the door, plant a claymore, and wait for the door to open, claymore explode, repeat process. It's just a little over the top. There just needs to be something more done about that. Otherwise, I think it's a little ridiculous. I'd really like to see the full minimap turned back on. I think the full minimap turned back on would probably change the way a lot of people play. You can't just sit at these weird angles and wait for people to walk by and hope to not get caught. If the minimap was turned back on, all these people using all these crazy guns with no suppressors and no noise reducing things would get caught so much faster, get counterplayed so much more quickly. I digress. I would like accurate charting of what the attachment effects and negatives really are. There's a lot of attachments in this game that really don't explain how well they boost the thing they're supposed to be doing. A good example, there's a lot of attachments that affect recoil control, correct? AK has some of the worst recoil in the game. So you would think having 2 grips and a stock that all affect recoil control would be the best thing to have on and have the biggest effect, right? Wrong. The biggest attachment that reduces your recoil is a compensator that goes to your barrel, which is mind-blowing to me. And there's no real explanation or real way of showing it that's the best use of recoil control. So I'd like a better graph or a better example of what the most effective attachments would be on weapons. Also, speaking of effects, I would also like to see negatives that just aren't ADS speed. There needs to be other negatives. There needs to be something else that can possibly be negatively affected that's not ADS speed. The last thing this game needs is to be slowed down more and more and more and more, just for customizing my gun, just to have a slightly better use with it. I would also like to see weapon penetration being addressed. A lot of the weapons in this game use a lot of the same ammo types, and some weapons penetrate through doors and walls and others don't. I thought it was passing of the buck, right? I thought subs had no penetration. I thought assault rifles might have some. LMGs have the most. Sniper rifles have the most after that. No, I was wrong. I was playing a shipment. I was using the FAL, trying to get my hip fire kills for my Damascus camo, right? Because shipment's the easiest place. Well, the FAL uses a 5.56 round, assault rifle round, normal round, and it can shoot through red crate. You know how many other assault rifles can shoot through the red crate without FMJ? None. None of them can. The Odin can't. The AK can't, even though it uses an LMG round. The Scar can't, even though it uses an LMG round. None of the SMGs can't. But the FAL, single-shot weapon, can penetrate through the red crate, middle red crate on shipment. So I'd like to see bullet penetration addressed. I would like to see all weapons have some sort of bullet penetration, especially through these ridiculous doors that are somewhat invincible on one side and not invincible on the other. I would like to see LMGs obviously have the most damage through surfaces. I would like to see assault rifles have the second, and SMGs that have the least. But nonetheless, they shall be damaging through the surfaces. I shouldn't have to fight with somebody to get just a hit marker or 6 hit markers. I should be getting something on the other side of this wooden door. I would just like to see these things addressed. I would love to see the damage multipliers for head and body for some assault rifles, maybe some machine guns, toned down a tad. For how fast some of these weapons are firing, for me to get literally 3-shot melted by an MP5 across the map is ridiculous. It's uncompetable, especially when using weapons like the AK. Man, if I get my first and second shot off, it might kill them, or I might die instantly because I have horrendous recoil. I would also like to see sprint out times for weapons, like assault rifles, like submachine guns, like LMGs. Just sped up just a little bit. Make the game a little bit more aggressive. Make the game a little bit more friendly. I know you've catered to this casual, campy audience, but you need to cater to me, the player that's played your game for 15 years. You need to cater to the playstyle I've developed playing your game for 15 years. You need to let me be able to play how I want to play and not have to fit inside this mold that you want me to use. I don't know. It's a little horrendous. I know. It's a little over the top. I get it. There's one more glaring issue, and that's endgame Call of Duty. That's seasonal endgame, that's max level endgame, that's officer progression endgame, just endgame Call of Duty. As you know, once you hit rank 155 for the season, you're maxed out. There's no more levels to gain. You get a blueprint and pretty much a pat on the back and have a good time. Also, if you don't know, you unlock more officer challenges the higher you rank up. Well, I would like to see some changes in both those things. Either there needs to be over-leveling for your max rank that could either transfer to the new season or get you more experience towards your battle pass, or maybe grant you, I don't know, a double XP or double weapon XP every 10 levels. Something pitiful, something to play for, something to do that's not just senseless grinding and playing through for camos. I also like to see officer challenges unlocked at 55, so I can earn them more naturally, instead of having to hopefully progress to 155 and not get a super ridiculously hard challenge later on that I'm going to be painstakingly trying to do. I'd also like to see more rewards for officer challenges. They shouldn't be XP. XP means nothing once I hit 155. It should be emblems, sprays, calling cards, I don't know, blueprints even, or maybe like skins for your operators or weapons. Something more to go out of my way to grind for than just an emblem. There needs to be more. There needs to be more for players who just don't want to mindlessly grind. You're just going to lose an audience that way. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed my reasons on what I think would help Call of Duty if we changed it. These reasons are obviously not the overhaul changes I was talking about, which is nuts to think about. I have a different video for that. These are just simple things that they could implement and would make the game an overall much more enjoyable experience. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. I was using a no attachment AK in hardcore headquarters and just grinding my way through these enemies. If you guys have any thoughts or things that you think you would like to change in Call of Duty or see changed, leave them in the comments down below. I'd love to open up a conversation, have a discussion. As always, this is your boy Raider, signing off.
Ready for 30 seconds. Time's up. Move your arms. You've got a UAV on station. Ready for flyover.
All the way to the right over here.
Changing mags.
That's it. We've lost the objective. I expect better.
One down.
Well, that's how it's possible to kill in one bullet, though. It's not like it's super impressive.